for coming within the short notice. To the NCC, to the old footballers, we appreciate your comments and we take it in good faith. Let's use the words of the Lord's Prayer to be our guide.
That's right.
Forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those
We trespass.
Now, from henceforth, the new face of Kotoko is going to be the flag, and behind the flag is the coach.
That's right.
Kotoko is going to be the coach and the team. It's no more going to be officials who we will be working behind the scenes to support him. Whatever questions you have, anything you have to do is the team, the coach, and the playing body. Once again, on behalf of my colleagues, I want to say a very big thank you to all of you. Looking at the numbers here, within 6 hours of notice, it has hope that there's much expected of us. And believe from His Royal Majesty, who has pledged his total support for us, whatever we're doing. From here, we're going to him. Those of you who will be able to join, can join us there. We're going to meet him with the players. And once again, let me say a very big thank you for coming, for your time. Continue to pray for us, for the good name of Kotoko. And we say, God bless Kotoko. God bless Asante Mai, and God bless Ghana Soccer. Thank you very much.
Fabulous! Fabulous! Fabulous!
So that's going to be for the first year. And within this year, we want to look at the players that we are going to have now, and then look at those we can use in the subsequent years. Because we want to build a team that will be consistent, that will be repetitive in performance. What this means is that we are going to have a game model where the youth team, which is key to this program, this is my second coming, would also play the same way. We are going to have a youth team who are going to be residential. Because of that, I've also brought in coaches, youth team coaches, who have seen it before to help in that process. What this means is that these youth players are going to be given the opportunity, those who excel, if I'm using percentage, those who begin to show glimpses of performance, around 80% of performance, will be given 2-3 times to train with the first team. And per the FA statutes or regulations for the league, you have 10 youth players who can also play. So these youth players will be given the opportunity to train with the first team. If they fit in well, will also be given the opportunity to play in the first team in some of the matches. Now, what is going to happen again in the first year is that we need to reconcile what the youth team does with that of the first team, so that in terms of behavioral and structural adaptation, both the youth team and the first team will be on the same page. Now, from moving on in the second year, what it means is that now the game model would have been established. And every game model comes with certain technical and tactical characteristics of players. So what it means is that in the first year, even though some players are going to be with us for this first year, those we think that have not exhibited those technical and tactical characteristics will be shown the exit. Because it's a two-way thing. It's performance-oriented and business-oriented. Business-oriented in the sense that the youth players, those who do well, will now be promoted to the first team. So it means that Kotoko will not be spending so much money to be buying players. Again, these same youth players, the team can decide to transfer them to other clubs to accrue some money to see to the daily running of the team. So that will also be there. Now, back to what I was saying earlier on. So those who to the opinion of the technical staff, we think that have not lived up to expectation will be shown the door. And then some of the youth players will also be brought in. And then a few, maybe one or two that will spot in other clubs will also be brought in. And around this time, the game model would have been consolidated. So we need to be more competitive than before. Then in the third year, it means that by that time, more experience and exposure has been given. I'll call it the flow zone. I expect that in the third year, we should be in the flow zone, where we have to be very competitive, especially in Africa. So basically, this is how it's going to be. And then from there on, we continue in the fourth and the fifth year, and then we move on. So it's going to be a long-term project, and I expect everybody here to be very supportive, because the key to the biggest clubs in Africa, the Alis, the Zamaleks, the TP Mazin, this is about their youth teams. And I believe that if we all become sincere in the selection process and give these young and upcoming kids, GHS, SHS, we give them the opportunity to be under our tutelage, where we take them through modern trends of training. I'm sure within the shortest possible time, we'll have a lot of young or younger players who will be competing for Kotoko at the top level. So basically, this is how